Alrighty, today we're talking about special right triangles. Okay, first one I'm going to talk about is isosceles right triangles. Okay. Special right triangles. An isosceles right triangle. This is 90. These both have to be 45 degrees. Same thing with this. This is 90 degrees, so both these angles are the same, so they have to be 45 degrees. Isosceles right triangle. Okay. Now, when you're doing these, these two are your sides, length of your sides. So, always the hypotenuse is going to be L times the square root of 2. Same thing with this one. The sides are going to be the same length, and the hypotenuse is always length times square root of 2. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Problem. All right. X, 2. So, if X equals 3, oh, I forgot my calculator. X equals 3. So as this side equals 3, this side equals 3, and this side, X equals 3 times the square root of 2. Okay. So this equals 4.2. Now, let's cheat and see if that's right. Our formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Right? So now, we know our sides are 3. So now we have 18 equals c squared. So, square root of 18 is 4.2. So instead of doing all this work, we can just use a formula, as long as we got one side. Okay? So remember, we can do this in reverse too. If we know this equals, the hypotenuse equals 4.2, and we want to find the length of the sides, we can just do it in reverse. Right? So here's our problem. X square root of 2 equals 4.2. We want to find x, so we've got to get x by itself. So we divide by the square root of 2. And then, you got our handy dandy calculator. And once we do all this cancels out. So this is x equals 2.96. I like to round to the 10. So that's going to turn that into x equals 3. We got x equals 3, and we did it all out, we did equal 4.2. So when we did it reverse, we know this equals 4.2, and we do our math, x equals 3. That's when we want to find the sides. So we can just do this in reverse. We just plug it in, do our math. All right. Now our second special triangle is our 30, 60, 90. There's our 90, 60, and 30. Okay? The small side is going to be x. The medium sized one is going to be x times square root of 3. And the hypotenuse is always going to be 2x. So, always, that's how it's going to work out. So now, if we plug 3 in, x equals 3. So if x equals 3, 2 times 3, I forget to tell you something. So, now where was I? At 6. And then so this is going to equal 5.19. So now we're going to do our math, right? We know x equals 3. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. What's A? A is going to be 3. Plug it in here. 3 is 6. This is going to be 6. Right? So 9 plus b squared equals 36. Oops. So now b b squared equals 27. B equals 5.19. So those two are the same. Just like when we did the 4590, you can do the same thing. If you know what this equals, you plug it in and you can find your lengths of your sides. Right? So if this was 6, 2 divided by 6 is 3. So x is going to be 3, x is going to be 3. And you know this is 5.19, this is x to the third. You just divide by 3, and then you can find out x is 3. Multiple ways you can find that out. Let's see the example that I have for you guys. Oh, here we go. I got one. We have a triangle, equilateral. So that means all angles are the same and all lengths are the same. Okay, now we have an equilateral triangle, and our perimeter is 60 degrees. 60 inches all the way around it. So, we want to find the area of this triangle. So, we want to find the area of this triangle. So first, we have to find the height of the triangle. So, we have an altitude. We know this is 90 degrees. This is 60, 60, 60, right? Because it's equal angular, so it's equal angular, so it has to be equilateral. So this is 60 degrees. We divided this in half, so this is 30 degrees, and this is 30 degrees. Okay? So now, we know also these three sides are equal, so we know this has to be 20 degrees here, 20 inches here, and 20 inches from this part to this part. So half of that would make this 10 inches. Okay? So, across from the hypotenuse is always 2x. So if it's 2x, so we divided this by 2, we make this 10. If we follow our formulas, right? I'll draw this right here. This is 90, 30, 60. Across from here is always 2x. This one's x. And then, oops, the smaller side is x. There we go. And the medium side is always x times 3. All right? Remember that. So now, that's where I made my boo-boo. Smaller side is going to be 10, 20, so that's half of that. So this side is not going to be 10. We have to plug it in. There we go. Our middle length is always x times square root of 3. So x times the square root of 3 is 17.3. This is 10. This is 20. Let's check. All right. We know a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know this side is 20. That's our hypotenuse, so that's our c squared. 20 squared equals b squared plus 10. 10 squared. 100 plus b squared equals 400. B squared equals 300. So square root of 300. Okay. We did all our math out and we still got 17.3. So see, shortcut. Remember, 30 degrees is always small side, so it's x. Medium side, across from that, the side is always x times square root of 3. And the large side is always 2x. Okay? So now we're looking for the area, right? So we now know this is 17.3. What's our formula for that? Area. Area equals base times height, half base times height. So now we got half. Area equals half. 17.3 times our base, 10. We're going to double that, right? So we have to times that by 2, because we're doubling it. Once we times that by 2, because we're doubling it, it's just going to turn into area equals 17.3 times 10. So the area of that triangle is 173. Okay, we could do it the long way, half this. Well, it'd be this part equals 86.5. So this piece right here, the area of this whole thing is going to be 86.5. Now we only found this triangle area, so we're going to double it. We double it. Is equals 173. So when we times that, it still equals 173. It all works out. All right. Any questions on that?